Hello, dear listeners, and welcome back to Book Summary 5, the 5-minute summary channel. I'm Sammy, your host. Today, we're diving into The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton, published in 1967. This classic novel is a poignant exploration of teenage struggles, societal divisions, and the quest for identity. Let's dive into the key events and storylines so you'll feel like you've read it cover to cover. The Outsiders is narrated by Ponyboy Curtis, a 14-year-old boy who belongs to a gang called the Greasers in a small town in Oklahoma. The Greasers are characterized by their long, greased hair and their lower socioeconomic status. They are constantly at odds with the wealthier Socs, short for socials, a rival gang of privileged teenagers. This rivalry forms the backdrop of the novel, highlighting the stark class differences and the conflicts that arise from them. Ponyboy lives with his two older brothers, Darry and Sodapop, following the death of their parents in a car accident. Darry, the eldest, takes on the role of guardian, working hard to provide for his brothers and keep the family together. Despite Darry's tough exterior and high expectations, Ponyboy struggles to understand his brother's intentions, leading to tension between them. One night, after a movie outing with his friend Johnny Cade, Ponyboy and Johnny are attacked by a group of drunken Socs. The attack turns violent, and in a desperate act of self-defense, Johnny kills Bob Sheldon, one of the Socs. Fearing for their lives, Ponyboy and Johnny flee the scene and seek help from Dally Winston, a fellow greaser with a criminal record. Dally provides them with money, a gun, and directions to an abandoned church in the countryside where they can hide. While in hiding, Ponyboy and Johnny grapple with their guilt and the reality of their situation. They spend their days reading Gone with the Wind and discussing life, dreams, and their desire for a better future. Their bond deepens, and Ponyboy begins to see Johnny as a brother. A few days later, Dally visits them with news that tensions between the Greasers and the Socs have escalated. He also informs them that Cherry Valance, a sock girl who has befriended Ponyboy and Johnny, is willing to testify that Bob's death was in self-defense. Despite the potential for justice, Ponyboy and Johnny decide to return and face the consequences. As they prepare to leave, the abandoned church catches fire, trapping a group of children inside. In a moment of heroism, Ponyboy and Johnny rush in to save the children, sustaining injuries in the process. Johnny is critically injured, suffering severe burns and a broken back. The boys are hailed as heroes, but Johnny's condition remains dire. Back in town, the rivalry between the Greasers and the Socs culminates in a violent rumble. The Greasers emerge victorious, but the victory feels hollow as they are reminded of Johnny's critical state. Dally, devastated by Johnny's condition, takes Ponyboy to the hospital to see him one last time. Johnny dies shortly after their visit, leaving the gang in profound grief. Overcome with anger and sorrow, Dally robs a grocery store and is pursued by the police. In a final act of defiance, he brandishes an unloaded gun, prompting the police to shoot and kill him. Dally's death is a tragic reminder of the cycle of violence and despair that engulfs the lives of the Greasers. In the aftermath of these events, Ponyboy struggles to come to terms with the loss of his friends and the senseless violence that has marked his life. He faces academic difficulties and the threat of being separated from his brothers by social services. However, with the support of his family and friends, Ponyboy begins to find a sense of hope and purpose. The novel concludes with Ponyboy deciding to write his story as a way to process his experiences and make sense of the world around him. His English assignment, which becomes the narrative of The Outsiders, is his way of giving voice to the struggles of the Greasers and challenging the societal divisions that perpetuate their suffering. The Outsiders is a powerful and moving story that explores themes of friendship, loyalty, and the search for identity amidst the turbulence of adolescence. S.E. Hinton's portrayal of the Greasers and Socs offers a timeless commentary on class conflict and the impact of societal expectations on young lives. In conclusion, The Outsiders remains a poignant and relevant novel that resonates with readers of all ages. It's a story that underscores the importance of empathy, understanding, and the enduring bonds of friendship. Thank you for tuning in to Book Summary 5, the 5-minute summary channel. If you enjoyed this summary, please subscribe, like, and share it with your friends. Until next time, happy reading.